Good morning, dear student. In this video session, we are going to start with one more very interesting poem from poetry section by Sarojini Naidu, Indian viewers. This is the second poem in the poetry section, and uh, we are going to discuss about this one today itself. All of you might have heard the name of Sarojini Naidu in history. But now, here, we are going to know her as a poetess. Yes, she was very renowned figure in Indian English literature also. No doubt, she was active politician. She was a very active figure in India's struggle for independence, and she is also known as Nightingale of India. So, definitely, that Sarojini Naidu is very inspirational figure in Indian context. The present poem Indian Viewer is by her, and it's very interesting because uh, the present poem is set in that contemporary historical background when the Britishers were ruling over India and all the traditional Indian business were on deathbed. And that's why the poetess like Sarojini Naidu or the poet like Sarojini Naidu started to enforce, started to inspire, started to motivate Indian traditional business. So that is the one more thing we have to take into the consideration while reading the present poem. Because through the present poem, Sarojini Naidu has expressed her gratefulness for Indian viewers. Are you getting that? She is grateful to Indian viewers because their devotion, because their hard work is inseparable part of human life, and that is what she wants to put before us through the present poem. What I said that the Indian viewers, or there are so many businesses are there that those were the very traditional one, but they were inseparable part of human life. And how that is she is trying to before us through the present poem. Structure of the present poem is very much simple one, that the poem simply divided in three different stanza, having each stanza having four lines. Obviously, rhyming words have been implemented, have been used very artfully, and it gives very musical sense to the poem. But later on, when we are going to discuss about the poetic structure, poetic devices, we will come to this point. First of all, let's consider the present poem. What is the actual context of the poem? So let me read the poem. Indian viewers, because one more thing we have to keep in mind when we are going to discuss, when we are going to read the poem, when we are going to appreciate the poem, that the present poem is in the form of conversation between the poetess and the viewers. Are you getting that what I'm trying to, because you have to keep it in your mind when you are going to read, because question and answer, that poetess ask a question, and in the very last line of each stanza, viewer gives answer to the question. So that is, the present poem is in the form of question and answer, is kind of conversation between poetess and the viewers. So that is what we have to carry with us when we are going to read the present poem. So let's read the poem. Viewers, it means that Sarojini Naidu, that poetess, asks viewers, viewers weaving at a break of day, why do you weave a garment so gay? It means that in the first two lines, weavers are you getting that? Weavers means that who make a cloth. Are you getting that? Weavers means winkari, विणणारा, कापड विणणारा. So weavers weaving at break of day. It means that weavers have started their work in the very early morning, so that poetess asks them, why do you weave a garment so gay? Gay, G-A-Y, gay means that colorful cloth or very bright cloth. So, in the very first two lines, poetess asks the weavers that why do you weave a garment so colorful, so bright in the early morning? Because you have started your work in the very early morning. Why? And for whom do you making this colorful, bright cloth for? So the cloth is blue as wings of a halcyon wild. So the weavers are busy in making cloth. Weavers are busy in weaving a cloth. The cloth, the garment is so colorful, so bright, and that's why the poetess compare that cloth with the wings of halcyon wild. So halcyon wild is a kind of bird. In fact, that is kingfisher. All of might have heard about this one, kingfisher. That is very much colorful, and sometimes the word halcyon is also used for imagined bird that was very colorful and bright, look very beautiful. So his wings are very blue, dark blue, and that's why the garment the weavers are weaving, the garments the weavers are making is blue and like wings of halcyon. So in the last line, weavers answer the question. म्हणजे पहिल्या तीन ओळीमध्ये कवयित्रीनं विवर्सला म्हणजे विणकरांना प्रश्न विचारला की तुम्ही इतक्या भल्या पहाटे हे विणण्याचं काम चालू केलेलं आहे की ज्याच्यामध्ये इतकं सुंदर कापड तुम्ही विणता आहात की जे ते हाल्सियन पक्षाच्या विंग्ज प्रमाण आहे की जे अतिशय ब्राईट ब्ल्यू असतं किंवा डार्क ब्ल्यू असतं, ते दिसायला अतिशय सुंदर असतं. असं हे कापड तुम्ही का विणता आहात किंवा कोणासाठी विणता आहात? आणि दॅट इज वन मोर थिंग दॅट ॲट ब्रेक ऑफ डे म्हणजे अगदी भल्या पहाटे. याला स्टांजाच्या इन द लास्ट लाईन ऑफ द स्टांजा दॅट द वीवर्स गिव्स आन्सर. वीवर गिव्स आन्सर. व्हॉट इज द आन्सर? दॅट वी वीव द रोब्स ऑफ ए न्यूबॉर्न चाइल्ड. ROBES. Robes means a kind of garment that is the full garment. So from up to the bottom, that generally we use for the child, newborn child. So that the weavers are making robes. Weavers are making a full garment. For whom? For newborn child. So the weavers are making a new garment to be weared for newborn child, isn't it? So they are preparing a cloth, they are making a cloth for newborn child, and all of you know that newborn child needed to be wrapped in the cloth, isn't it? With his birth or with its birth, newborn baby, newborn child needed to be wrapped in the warm cloth, and that is called as robes. Robes means that the full garment that we wear from up to the bottom of the body. So that is. And that's why the weavers are weaving a cloth early in the morning, which is very gay, which is very warm, which is very colorful, which is very beautiful, like a blue wings of Halcyon wild. So that is the first stanza that की ज्याच्यामध्ये विवर्स विणकरी जे आहेत, विणणारी जे आहेत, तो कवयित्रीला उत्तर देतो किंवा कवितेला उत्तर देतात की आम्ही हे गारमेंट जे आहे, हे जे कापड विणतो आहोत ते नव्या जन्मणाऱ्या बाळासाठी विणतो आहोत रोज. In the second stanza, weavers weaving at fall of night. So in the second stanza, once again poetess asks one more question to the weavers. So that is the how the poem proceed, how the poem run forward from one stanza to the second stanza, that through the question and answer, through the conversation between the poetess and the weavers. So in the second stanza, that the poetess asks one more question: weavers weaving at fall of night, why do you weave a garment so bright, like plumes of a peacock, purple and green? So once again, weavers are busy with weaving a garment so bright. When? At fall of night. It means that in the evening, that weavers are still busy in weaving a garment which is so bright, like the plumes of a peacock, purple and green. So now they are weaving a garment like plumes of peacock. So plumes, that is soft feathers of peacock, which is very colorful, beautiful, like color of purple and green. In the last stanza, once again weavers gives very interesting answer. We weave the marriage veils of a queen. So that the weavers are busy to weave, to make a cloth of marriage veils. Marriage veils, लग्नामध्ये जी चुनरी वापरली जाते, लग्नामध्ये जे क्लॉथ्स वापरले जातात वधूवरासाठी, दॅट इज द मॅरेज वेल्स. सो की शेवटच्या ओळीमध्ये ते वीवर्स काय उत्तर देतात की आम्ही लग्नासाठी असणारे जी गारमेंट्स आहेत, प्रामुख्याने वधूवरासाठी वापरली जाणारी जी गारमेंट्स आहेत, कपडे जे आहेत ती विणतो आहोत. आणि ती कशी आहेत? लाईक द प्लम्स, लाईक द सॉफ्ट फिदर्स ऑफ पिकॉक, पर्पल अँड ग्रीन, पर्पल आणि ग्रीन कलरचे आहेत. ज्या पद्धतीने पिकॉकची फिदर्स अतिशय रुबाबदार सुंदर दिसतात, त्या रंगामध्ये तशा पद्धतीची आहे लग्नासाठी वापरावायची जी वस्त्र आहेत ती बनवण्यामध्ये व्ह्यूअर्स अगदी इव्हिनिंगपर्यंत काय आहेत? बिझी आहेत. म्हणजे अगदी दुपारनंतरच्या वेळेमध्ये कवयित्रीनं पुन्हा या व्ह्यूअर्सला विचारलं की व्हॉट आर यू डुईंग, व्हॉट डू यू वीव ए गारमेंट सो ब्राईट, की तुम्ही ॲट द फॉल ऑफ नाईट, अगदी रात्र होण्याची वेळ आली तरीसुद्धा तुम्ही काय वेव करता आहात, काय बनवत आहात, कोणत्या प्रकार कशासाठी कापड बनवत आहात? तर व्ह्यूअरनं उत्तर दिलं, वी वीव द मॅरेज व्हील्स ऑफ क्वीन. म्हणजे राणीच्या लग्न समारंभासाठी लागणारी जी वस्त्र आहेत, कपडे आहेत, ती प्रामुख्याने आम्ही अगदी संध्याकाळ इव्हिनिंगपर्यंत काय करतो आहोत? विणतो आहोत. दॅट इज द सेकंड स्टांजा. इन द थर्ड स्टांजा, once again there is poetess ask a question, and that is very interesting. Weavers weaving Solomon and still, that is the still you are weaving. It means that In the midnight, what do you weave in the moonlight? Chill. White as a feather and white as a cloud, we wave a dead man's funeral shroud. So let's consider that what the poetess asks in the third stanza. Because in the early morning, poetess saw that the weavers are weaving. So that was the very early morning at break of day. Then once again, poetess saw that in the evening at fall of night, still the weavers are busy. They were weaving a marriage wheel of bells of queen. And now in the midnight, moonlight chill, still the weavers are busy. Still, that is Solomon. It means that still they are weaving a white as feather and white as cloud. अगदी आकाश आहे इतकं शुभ्र असं कापड ती संध्याकाळच्या वेळेला मिड नाईट मून लाईट चिल असं म्हटलेलं आहे. म्हणजे अगदी मध्यरात्रीपर्यंत हे विवर्स विणण्याचं काम करत आहेत. आणि म्हणून आणि पुन्हा कवीनं शेवटच्या स्टांजामध्ये की अगदी इतक्या मध्यरात्रीपर्यंत तुम्ही विणता आहात. काय विणता आहात? तर त्याला त्या विणकऱ्यांनी विणकाम करणाऱ्यांनी कापड बनवणाऱ्यांनी उत्तर दिलं, वी वीव ए डेड मॅन्स फ्युनरल श्राउड. काय करता आहेत? अगदी मध्यरात्री सुद्धा हे शुभ्र असं कापड विणत आहेत. व्हाईट ॲज फिदर, व्हाईट ॲज ए क्लाउड. अगदी निरभ्र आकाशासारखं शुभ्र असं कापड ते विणत आहेत. आणि ते काय विणत आहेत? कुणासाठी विणत आहेत? डेड मॅन्स फ्युनरल श्राउड. मृत प्रेत जे आहे ते झाकण्यासाठी जे कापड लागतं, दफनविधीसाठी जे कापड लागतं, अंत्यविधीसाठी जे कापड लागतं, माणूस मृत झाल्यानंतर, मयत झाल्यानंतर ते जे कापड आहे, दफनविधीसाठी लागणारं जे कापड आहे, तेही अतिशय शुभ्र असं असतं. आणि ते कापड हे काय करत आहेत? विणत आहेत. सो इन द फर्स्ट स्टांजा, garment for newborn child. In the second stanza, marriage veils of queen. And in the third stanza, a cloth for man's funeral shroud. So shroud means a cloth in which the dead body is wrapped at the last. So that is how in a three different stanza poetess has asked the same question. In fact, the question is the same, but answer is different. Because in the morning they are weaving a cloth for newborn child. In the evening they are weaving a marriage veils of queen. And in the midnight that they are weaving a man's funeral shroud. So through the present poem, poetess has to highlight the weaver's hard work. That the weaver's hard work. Let me make the idea of the present poem clear to you people, asking a very simple question. That can we imagine, listen carefully because it's very important that what the poetess wants to dictate here, that can we imagine a funeral without shroud? That can we perform, that is the last ritual of human life, without wrapping the body into the cloth? No. That the last ritual cannot be performed without wrapping it into the cloth. Let me ask one more question. Can we imagine a marriage without colorful clothing? Obviously, once again, answer would be no. We can't imagine a marriage without colorful, soft, attractive clothes or celebration like marriage. Celebration like marriage we cannot imagine without colorful clothes. Then, last question, that what will happen if we will keep the newborn child without wrapping it into the warm cloth? Without wrapping it into the warm cloth. That is how the weavers are inseparable part of human life, inseparable part of human life, because the weavers cloth weaved by weavers is with the human life from its birth to the death. What I said, that cloth made by the weavers is with the human life from its birth to the death. We cannot separate weavers' hard work, weavers' contribution, weavers' devotion from human life, because we cannot imagine last ritual of human life, funeral ceremony of dead person without shroud, without wrapping its body into the cloth. And that's why that weavers are worthy of honor in the society. What the poetess wants to say through the present poem, that because of this, because the weaver's cloth is inseparable part of human life, they are very hard worker. Why they are very hard worker? Because they are working from early in the morning, to the late night. Are you getting that? Three different phases of day indicate three different phases of human life as well. Birth, that is day, break of day, that is the birth, mid of the day, that is the adulthood, and midnight of the day is the old age of human life. So cloth accompany human life from birth to the death, from childhood via adulthood to the old age, to the age old. That weaver's cloth accompany with us from very beginning of life to the end of the life. And that's why that weavers, particularly Indian weavers, are worthy of honor in the society. We cannot underestimate them, we cannot neglect their contribution, we cannot neglect their service given to the human life. That is what simply through the present poem poetess wants before you. So do you get that? What is the central idea of the present poem? That Indian viewers are worthy of honor in the society. We cannot underestimate, we cannot neglect, we cannot avoid their contribution, their devotion given to the human life. That is the what simply Indian through the present poem Indian viewers poetess wants to say. येथे लक्षात घ्या की प्रस्तुत कवितेमधून कवीला तेच सांगायचं आहे की इंडियन व्ह्युअर्स आर वर्दी ऑफ ऑनर. ते समाजामध्ये सन्मानास पात्र आहेत इंडियन व्ह्युअर्स जे विणकाम करतात, कारण ते कष्टाळू आहेत, कारण ते अगदी भल्या पहाटेपासून मिड नाईटपर्यंत ते काम करत आहेत आणि ते अगदी चांगल्या पद्धतीनं सांगितलेल्या 3 phases ऑफ डे आर ऑल्सो सिमिलर टू द 3 phases ऑफ लाईफ. की दिवसाच्या 3 कॅटेगरीमध्ये जे वर्णन करून सांगितलेलं आहे त्यातून जीवनाचे 3 प्रसंग सांगायचे आहेत किंवा जीवनाच्या 3 फेजेस कवयित्रीनं सांगितलेलं आहे की जिथं बर्थ आहे तो म्हणजे अगदी मानवी जीवनाची सुरुवात, जिथं फॉल ऑफ नाईट आहे म्हणजे जिथं इव्हिनिंग आहे ते म्हणजे मानवी जीवनाचा अडल्टहूड, प्रौढावस्था, आणि जिथं मिड नाईटपर्यंत जिथं हा विवर्स काम करतोय, विणकरी काम करतोय, विणकाम करणारा हा जो कापड तयार करणारा जो कारागीर आहे तो जो काम करतो आहे तो मिड नाईट म्हणजे मानवी जीवनाची काय आहे, शेवट आहे, ओल्ड एज आहे, वृद्धापकाळ आहे. अगदी या मानवी जीवनाच्या 3 वेगवेगळ्या फेजेसमध्ये किंवा मानवी जीवनाच्या वेगवेगळ्या फेजेसमध्ये विणकऱ्यानं विणलेलं कापड हे मानवी जीवनाच्या सोबत आहे. अगदी जन्मापासून बघा, जन्मलेल्या बाळाला वी कॅनॉट इमॅजिन ए बर्थ विदाउट वॉर्म क्लॉथ. It's quite clear that we cannot imagine birth without warm cloth. We cannot imagine marriage like ceremony without colorful life. And in the very last, that we cannot imagine final ritual, that is the funeral ceremony of dead person, without wrapping its body into the cloth. So that's why the weavers and his warm cloths आर इनसेपरेबल पार्ट ऑफ ह्युमन लाईफ. आणि म्हणून विवर्सनं विणकऱ्यानं विणलेलं कापड हे मानवी जीवनाच्या अगदी जन्मापासून मरेपर्यंत आपल्यासोबत आहे ते, आणि ते इनसेपरेबल पार्ट आहे मानवी जीवनाचं. ते बघा करता येत नाही आपल्याला. मृत व्यक्तीची फ्युनरल सेरेमनी म्हणजे काय, अंतविधी, फायनल रिच्युअल म्हणतो आपण, शेवटचा अंतविधी म्हणतो, फायनल रिच्युअल, RITUAL, रिच्युअल, फायनल रिच्युअल म्हणजे अंतविधी जो आहे. कॅन वी इमॅजिन, की अंतविधी आपण इमॅजिन करू शकतो की डेड बॉडी कापडामध्ये न गुंडाळता आपण ती अंतविधी करू शकतो, केलं जाऊ शकतं? नाही करू शकत, करत नाही आपण. आणि म्हणून अगदी आणि लहान मुलाला बघा, आपण कापडामध्ये जन्म झाल्या लहान मुलाला कापडामध्ये न गुंडाळता, रॅप न करता ठेवू शकतो आपण? ठेवतो नाही. म्हणजे न्यू बर्थ नीड वॉर्म क्लॉथ. जे नवीन जन्माला उबदार कपड्यांची, जी गे क्लॉथ म्हटलेलं आहे, उबदार कपड्यांची गरज असतेच. लग्नासारखे सण समारंभ कलरफुल कापडाशिवाय आपण करू शकत नाही, किंवा त्याला लग्नासारख्या समारंभामध्ये अनन्यसाधारण महत्त्व आहे. आणि म्हणून काय आहे, द इंडियन विवर जे आहेत, विणकरी जे आहेत, ते खरोखरच वर्दी ऑफ ऑनर आहेत, सन्मानास पात्र आहेत भारतीय समाजामध्ये. त्यांचा आपण कष्ट वाखाणलं पाहिजे, त्यांच्या कष्टाची आपण दाद दिली पाहिजे. कारण मून लाईट चिल म्हटलेलं आहे इथे, एक शब्द फार चांगला वापरलेला आहे, मून लाईट चिल. CHILL चिल मीन्स दॅट अतिशय थंड असं की त्याचा त्रास होतो त्या वातावरणाचा, अशा प्रकारच्या वातावरणासुद्धा, म्हणजे अगदी हार्ड वर्कर आहेत ते, अगदी ॲडवर्स सिच्युएशन they are working, they are serving to the society, to the humanity in adverse situation, because that everything is not in their hand, and that's why in adverse situation they are serving to the humanity, they are giving their contribution to the humanity, they are working hard for the humanity. And that's why that we have to give token of honor to them through the present poem. That is what the poetess expect from we people, that being a reader. So that's all about the present poem. That is what I have tried here. Let me tell you in short that first of all, read the poem on your own, because the present poem is given in a very simple language, and there is no words that which are very much difficult one, and whichever I have already stated in my discussion. Just you have to read the poem on your own, and try to read the poem from proper point of view, because what point of view I have tried to be for you. So keeping those things in your mind, do read the poem and try to understand, try to appreciate how the Sarojini Naidu, how the poetess wants to give honor to the Indian viewers through her present poem. Okay, that's all. In the next video, we will discuss about the poetic devices of the present poem. Thank you.